Hey, what's up guys? Joseph Williams here at Jaws Fitness, coming back at you with another video in the fat loss series. Today we're going to be talking about cardio. We're going to talk about low intensity steady state. We're going to talk about high intensity steady state and just a little bit about what that means, what that is, and what kind of calories are you actually burning when doing those exercises. So we all know that we need energy to exercise. Your body's going to use two major sources of energy: carbohydrates and fats. Your body will never, ever use protein as an energy source unless you are an extreme long distance marathon runner or whatever, and your body is actually breaking down your muscle as energy because it has no more carbs and no more fats to use. You don't ever want to get to that point, especially if you're looking to keep your muscle mass or at least stay healthy for that matter. So going back to the fuel sources, you have carbohydrates and you have fat. What is the best way to use those energy sources? To be frank, you're going to use both no matter what you do. You're always going to be burning fats and you're always going to be burning carbs. What matters is what exactly you're doing to incorporate more of those fats or more of those carbs. So we're going to talk a little bit about the crossover effect. Check out this chart right here. Basically, you see how carbohydrates is going up and fats is going down. And then you have the percentage of the fats and the carbohydrates that you're actually using. There at the bottom of the chart, it talks about aerobic power. So this is pretty much saying that let's look at this bottom line as intensity. So let's say we stay at this super low intensity. If we stay at a low intensity, you're going to continue to burn fats. But the more you increase the intensity, the more carbs you're going to start to burn. So let's say you're on a treadmill for 2 miles per hour at a 10% incline. This is a relatively low intensity. This is going to utilize the fat stores the most. If you were to do a 5% incline with a 10 speed, that's going to start using your carbohydrates a lot more than it's going to use your fats. As you can see in the chart, they're both being utilized, and one might be utilized more so than the other. So that's a little bit on intensity and how your body burns and chooses its fuel source. So let's talk about duration. So as you can see in this chart, the bottom, it represents exercise time. The vertical portion of the chart is talking about what is the utilization of fat or carbs. So as you can see, the longer that you exercise, the more you're going to be burning of one or the other. The longer you exercise, the more fat you're going to burn, which is why a lot of people tend to gravitate to low intensity, steady state cardio. You know, this chart says 20, 40, 60, 80 minutes. The longer you go, the more you're going to burn. Obviously, you don't want to go too far and down that rabbit hole. But if you see in the chart, it looks about 15, 20 minutes is the key to where you really start to make that switch to starting to burn more fats. That's where you hear this whole thing in fitness articles about the fat burning zone. You're still burning fat even if you only exercise for 10 minutes. It's just you start to burn more fat than you do carbs the longer you go. So don't get wrapped up in this whole fat burning zone stuff, because you're still going to be burning both at the same time. It's just the longer you go at the lower intensity, the more fats you're actually going to burn. Now, the reason that your body actually starts to use fats more so than it does carbs is because you have what's called glycogen stores in your muscles. It's all over your body. The longer you go, the more you deplete those glycogen stores. So the body has to use something for energy. So it just utilizes the fat because it doesn't have anything else to go off of. So let's do a quick recap. Your body is going to use two main sources of fuel: carbohydrates and fat. Your body is actually going to start utilizing more fat as energy the lower the intensity. The higher the intensity, the more carbohydrates your body is going to use. The longer that you go, the body is going to burn more fat. The shorter you go, it's actually not going to matter as far as burning more or less carbs or fats, because it's going to burn them at the same rate. Alright guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask below. I love answering your comments. If you like this video, go ahead and like it, share it with your friends. Please subscribe to my channel. Let's get fit together, and I'll see you guys next time.
All the pain.